Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's the Angry Veteran. Going to be giving you guys an update on my 1968 Ford Mustang project. It's been a year since I put out a video on this car. I've just been way too busy with other things, but I'm finally getting to a point where I can start making some progress on this thing. So to give you guys a little bit of a backstory on this car, I traded a 1996 Bronco to a coworker straight across. The Bronco had some body damage. So I got this car, and what I was told was this car had a forklift tear the side open in front of a warehouse, and the owner didn't want to fix it, so we took it to a junkyard. Because the rest of the car was in such good condition, the junkyard owner refused to sell any part off the car. Anyone who wanted a part from the car, he would just tell them, hey, buy the whole car. Well, no one bought the whole car, so they actually had it on blocks or something to keep it from rusting out. And it sat in a junkyard until trees grew up around it. And what I was told was it was a complete mess to get this car. They had to cut down some trees and get a wrecker in there or whatever. But they took the car to the owner's house. And, well, it was his son, and him and his dad, they tried to get it running, and for whatever reason, they couldn't get it running. But yeah, they let the tires go flat, and it sat on the ground, and it rusted the pans out. So, moving forward, I traded straight across for the car. I brought it home, and in 3 days, I got it running, and that was the last videos I posted. Since then, I got a notice from the city. Wait, and this is a really stupid story, by the way. I had a cop swing by one day and ask me like what year it was, and he was acting all nice to me, and we struck up conversation about the car and everything. And at the time, the tires were flat, and I had already planned on going and getting some tires to put on it to use it as where I could roll it in my garage. Within a day, I had a notice on my door saying that they were gonna impound the car if I did. I was like, man, I'm not even in a POA. I'm not in an HOA. I understood it was an eyesore, but I had already planned. I had just gotten the car. And so I was a little pissed off about that, but what could I do? So I went straight to Walmart, got the cheapest 14-inch tires I could get, came home. I already had my own equipment to mount the tires, so I just mounted them up, flipped the car around, put it in my garage, and put it on my lift. So, and that's where it's set ever since. So, where we're at, I've already gone through the entire car, removed everything that wasn't any good, threw it away. The parts I thought I could save, I've already taken a lot of them to get powder coated. Obviously, some of this stuff needs to be chrome, but I'm not worried about it right now. As long as it's powder coated now, once I go and get some things sorted out and put it back together, it won't look near as bad. I know it looks like a turd now, but you gotta start somewhere, so that's where I started. And it's just little shit. I have a powder coating guy. He doesn't charge me a crazy amount, so I can take little things here and there. Matter of fact, I had the driver's seat done because that's all that really matters right now. I don't really care about the back seat. Those still need to be like completely dismantled, disassembled, but point is, I've got the driver's seat. I just need to have it upholstered, put the cushion on it. But I do have the floor, the firewall, the trunk, and the fuel system, including the new fuel tank. I have all of that stuff. Some of it is in the trunk. But where we're at right now is I want to replace the firewall forward. And the reason why is I need a good rolling chassis to get this car off my lift. My daily driver is a 2011 Mercedes C300, and the motor mounts are bad. And I also have a CV axle I need to replace. It's a 4MATIC. I probably have more than one CV axle. It's probably two, maybe all four. I don't know until I get under there. But I don't want to be doing it on the ground. I need my lift. So the goal right now is to get the firewall forward replaced. I've got the parts for the front end. So I'm going to put all that back together. At this point, I don't even care about brakes. Like, I just want to get it as a rolling chassis, either get it moved to my backyard, whether I can start it and move it, or if I, hook onto it with my FJ and pull it back there, whatever I got to do, or put it on a trailer, but it's going to have a cover put over it and have it in a state where I can move it in and out of my garage when I want to work on it. And I think that would be, in a psychological standpoint, I think that would better motivate me than just having it sit here, because it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, So I think that's why it's kind of like set here so long and I haven't done a whole lot to it. So I've got all the aprons. I mean, I've got all of the parts to this thing. I just need to get started on it. Now, that's the current goal with this car. Future goals are obviously get the fenders and get the whole front end put back together. There's nothing special about this car. It is a base model blue. I mean, I think the original transmission's like a 3 or 4 speed in the floor. I honestly haven't checked that far into it. It is a coupe, but I would love to convert it to a fastback. I don't ever plan on getting rid of this car. Eventually it will be in a state that I can drive it. Maybe someday I will have it fully restored. I don't know. But as of right now, I mean, I've always wanted a 68 Mustang. I just never had vintage 68 Mustang money. So when you don't have the money, you build stuff, right? But I would love to have a fastback. If my mom was still alive, she'd be arguing with me right now, no, keep it as a coupe. She loved coupes, but I love fastbacks, so I will most likely convert it to a fastback at some point. I had a 94 Ford GT Mustang I used as a parts car. That's where this engine came from. It's a good, strong running V8. I've got the 5-speed transmission. I've got the rear end. I've got the front end. And a lot of other parts that I may or may not need to use. They're all in those tubs under there. So future plans are to take the 94 Mustang front end and modify it to work underneath the front end of this. So engine's going to come out. I'm going to hang the V8 in there, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do. I mean, I've got a cut and torch and welder. I'll figure it out. We're going to put that front end in there. And then the rear end, we're going to put in there. Now, I know that the rear end and the front end are a little wider in the 94 than the 68. So, again, I'm going to have to modify some things. I already want wider tires on the back, so the rear end's going to have to be modified. We'll figure that out down the line. But the point is, it'll have power steering. It will have, 5-lug, 4-wheel disc brakes. And if I ever need a part, I can go down to AutoZone and say, hey, I need a tie rod in for a 94 Ford Mustang GT, and I can get one right there. I don't have to go online and order stuff and wait and all that. So in the future, I think it'll be kind of a cool thing to have. What else? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's where the car sits right now. That's what I've done. That's where we're at. The reason why I even have this in my garage floor right now, it was sitting outside. I still have the original hood and the original trunk. If anyone needs a deck lid, I'll sell you mine. It's still in great condition other than a rusty brown color. Hit me up, let me know. I've got all the original glass that I have up for sale, because if I do convert it to a fastback, I'm going to get all new original glass for it anyway. The fuel lines for this car, I kind of got in a weird situation with this. The original fuel lines are supposed to be the V or the straight 6 size, but they're not. They're V8 size. So when I ordered the fuel lines for this, they sent me the straight 6 size, but I needed the V8 size. So we went back and forth. They kept trying to ask me if this was a California car and all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah, let me send you a picture. And I measured things and I sent them a picture, and they finally got me the right fuel lines. So I have the straight 6 fuel lines in a box. So if anyone needs those, send me a message. If you pay for shipping, I'll probably just send them to you. I don't need them. We'll work something out. But the other thing I need to do, once I get the front end back together, I will probably need to pull the transmission, or at least figure out what's going on with the bushings from the pedals, which that's something I'll address when I pull the firewall out, because I couldn't get this clutch to disengage when I first started it. I mean, it was neutral or whatever, but I didn't even want to try to put it in gear. So, I just let the car idle, whatever. But if I want to move it around, I mean, I'm going to have to get that working one way or another. So that's where we're at on the engine. Oh, and obviously I did take the carburetor off. I just didn't want it sitting there, when I was working on things or welding, to risk anything happening to the carburetor, because I don't want to go try to track down a carburetor, and I just rebuilt that one. So I just put it in a box and, wrapped it in plastic and all that. And it's there when I need it. But as far as anything wrong with this motor, I did put new points and a new fuel. I did service it and put a new fuel pump on it and all that. So there's really nothing wrong with this motor other than this harmonic balancer. You can see, obviously it's old. It's falling apart on the front, but amazing. I don't know if I would have to look around online, but the parts store wants $250 for a harmonic balancer for this. Can you believe that? That is insane. That's more than what the radiator cost. And I already thought that like the radiator was expensive. It was like almost $200, but it was a V8 radiator, and I needed one at the time, and I needed it like right now because I didn't want to wait when I was trying to get this car going. I didn't even go around online and look. I just got an OEM one, but whatever. So I don't think there's really anything else I can tell you guys at this point. So if you like this project, subscribe to my channel. I will try to put out more content now that I have a little more time to invest in this. But in the meantime, I'm going to gut this front end and at least have it where it's not taking up so much room in my garage, and continue on with what I talked about. So thanks for watching.